welcome to the Creative Experience. Today, our guest is going to be Famon.
What's up?
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a style consultant. Like, I'm a stylist, I'm a model. I make clothes, I sell clothes, I collect clothes.
Okay, so like, how'd you get started with like your artistic journey?
So like, in high school, I used to wear the same thing every day. Like, I would wear like a Walmart pullover, and if you know the brand Supra,
yeah,
I used to wear the same Supras every day. And then like, people used to bully me. And then like, I just got on the internet and I started looking at clothes, like trying to level up on them, and that's how it started. So
okay, so it was elevation. I like that.
The more I made clothes, I mean, the more I found clothes, the more I wanted to make clothes. So and then just happened.
Have you ever had like inspiration for like clothing making? Like, did you ever see anybody that like made you want to do it?
Like in person?
Either in person or like...
not in person really, but like online, yeah, like Raf, I'd say Watanabe, let me think who else. Rick is alright now. It's too mainstream, but Supreme, even though it's like corny, like I used to be in love with that shit.
No, yeah, I understand that though. I remember like everybody was like going through like the streetwear like phases, so to say, and then just like getting like right out of it. I remember everybody was just like heavy on Supreme.
Yeah,
I was like skating in like high school and shit. So
it's not even like, really skating anymore, to be honest.
No, exactly. No, that's why I don't fuck with it as hard. Like, I'm more of like a FA man. You know what fucking awesome is?
I love fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I love fucking
that's
awesome.
like my lane. Like, that's always been my lane. It was like everybody was like Supreme team shit. At that point, I was wearing like white like I would go to the store, I would go to Target, and I would buy a 5-pack of just white shirts. I looked like a fucking greaser in school. I'd wear black Dickies to school every day with my white shirt tucked into my pants, and then I'd be wearing like some Vans or some Converse. I literally looked like a greaser every day.
Did y'all have like a dress code at your school?
No dress code at all.
Damn.
I was just dressing like that legitimately, and then I got on like the whole FA wave. And I was like, and that's literally like the style that I've kept to this day. So I'm like,
like at my school we had a dress code, so like I would have to like just figure out how to dress with the dress code. Like, we had to wear khaki pants no matter what, and like, and a blue kind of like half button down like polo. We would have to wear that all the time.
Okay, yeah, see, I've never like, that's the thing, like I know so many people who had like uniforms for school. I had uniforms for school before I was in like 6th grade and before, because that's when I lived in Chicago, well, South Holland. And then we had to wear a dress code there, but like I wasn't dressing back then, so I didn't give a fuck. But then I'm like, I'd be hurting, like legitimately hurting, because like I wake up every day and I'm like, my outfit represents my mood. Like, it's like, that's why I like fashion so much, because it's like,
it's expression.
Like, exactly, and then it's like on you, like legitimately. So it's like a whole different like. And
when someone like doesn't know who you are and they look at you, that's how they first judge you, is what you're wearing and like how you present yourself.
Exactly, and that's another thing. That's how I like noticed you, because like you have like this like. You have a very curated page. Like, it's like, you know exactly what you're doing. Like, I went on your page and I was like, oh, all right. Like, you'll post the picture, then you'll put the fit on each side. I'm like, he doing something, So it's really like I don't know, it's just like an overall style that fashion is. Like, I don't know, it's like it's a little different. I like it because it's like, I'm really interested in like visual arts and like everything. So it's like, whenever I think about fashion, I'm like, it's so much, because I like did screen printing for a while too. Like, I did screen printing, I do like DDG stuff. Like, I don't make like actual garments, but I like making like t-shirts and shit. I'm like more of a designer than like an actual like.
I'd say that's like, me too. Like, I'd rather design. Like, I've never made stuff with my hands, but like I'll give like the measurements and like the design, but that's about it. Exactly.
I've never been like a stitcher. Like, type beat.
I feel like it's too tedious.
It is, bro. It is, because I remember when I like started like, because me and my friends like started this brand called The Crisp Collection when we were in high school, and we just started flipping shirts like literally in the high school, right? And then like we used to make like these frocket shirts, and I used to sew those by hand. And that was the worst time of my life. Like, I'd be selling these shirts for like $15, but then I'm like, all right, I'm buying this shirt for like what, $5. I'm buying ink for $5, and I'm sitting here for like 2 hours trying to sew a pocket in. Like, I'm like, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I really can't. Like, and then I'd be printing, like I'd print on on top of the frocket first, and then like I'd sew it in, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like I was like, I cannot continue doing this for the rest of my life. Like it did, like I feel like I found like photography. Well, I was still in photography around then too, but it was like, then I was like, I should take that more seriously.
So you said you like FA more than like any of the skate brands?
Any skate brand, FA is top.
Yeah. I'd say FA is definitely in the top 3 at like undisputed.
No, 100%. Like that's always been my favorite skate team. And then they got Louis Lopez recently, and I was like, all right.
I haven't been paying attention to it recently.
Okay, like I'm updated. Like I fucks with FA like heavily. Like I buy FA. I probably buy a piece from FA like once a month. I'm not joking. And I have all of the boards that I've ridden. FA. Well, after I found out about FA, every board I rode was FA. But before that,
have you ever been to Los Angeles?
Never.
The FA store, they actually have a cop car on the roof upside down.
No, yeah, I've seen that, but I've never been to California in my life. Like I went to New York for the first time like 2 years ago. Like I haven't seen, so that's like why I really like this shit, because I haven't seen like a lot of shit, and I want to just like be able to like experience people like in their settings and like, experience that on my like own tee as well. But yeah, moving forward with like your artistic career and like working with fashion, what do you want to do?
I want to throw like my own fashion show, but I have no idea where to start for that. Like,
exactly.
No idea. Like I made, like I made like that.
Yeah.
Like it's straight. But like when I make something, it's like in the heat of the moment, and like I'll make it like late at night. Like that's when I get all my inspiration, is like 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I'll make it, and then I'll like come up with all the stuff that night, order it, and then like when I wake up, I'm like, I don't even fuck with it anymore.
No, literally, bro.
That's how it usually goes.
See, you know how you can kind of reprogram yourself with that? It kind of works. It's just like the wee hours of the morning. Like that's like the most creative part of the day. So if you wake up early as shit too, it's like the same thing. Cause like I remember like I'd be like going to work like early as shit. Like I'm happy I don't have a job anymore. Cause like I remember I'd be waking up early as shit, and I'd be like, I just want to work right now. Like on my stuff. Like I have all of these ideas and I can't do anything with them. It's like, well, you have to go to sleep because you have to work at the morning, but it's like I have to go right now.
Yeah, and like sometimes opportunities present itself like that very second. So like, and then like if you're on a schedule of like a 9 to 5, like you can't just leave or you'll get your ass fired.
No, literally. I wish everyone could just have like leeway to like follow their dreams.
Exactly. Like when I used to work at Cane's, that shit was fucking awful. But I used to work at Cane's, and like I had like very low artistic. Like I would make 1 piece a year because of it, because like I didn't have like any free time because of it. Because I'd work like at least 30 hours a week.
Yeah.
It sucked. But.
Yeah. No. Like. Yeah, no, bro. I'm not even gonna mention my last job. They don't deserve it, bro. They taught me a lot of shit about photography, because that was like one of my first like industry photography jobs. But fuck every person that works there. Like every single one of them. Like they pushed me out of that fucking place. But like I feel like places do that a lot, because I have like, I'm a force. Like I like, and I've known that for a while. Like I come with like a plan and I'm gonna execute it. So if like I was, because like
that's good to have.
Them. Yeah, exactly.
I'm too impulsive, so
no,
like.
Same. That's another thing. No. But fuck 9 to 5s. Nobody should work a 9 to 5. I think everyone should follow their dreams. Like legitimately.
Well, I will say some people just don't have the artistic vision. That's
exactly. I feel like I've had like that artistic worldview forever. Yeah. Like I've always been like, I know I'm gonna do something like of a grand scale with art. Yeah. And I'm like, I just have to figure out what it is. And I've always like, I made this like, I was in 4th grade and I made this thing called the Steven Show. Like legitimately, like I was playing like my French horn on camera, and I was doing like little skits and shit. And I just figured that out like a couple of years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. That was like a deep cut. Like I was like, I've always been meant to do this shit. I've always been like wanting to be on camera and like present myself. Have you ever seen like, did you ever see like fashion like represented in you, just like those little pieces, and then like you like brought those back later? You're like,
like I'll write them down and stuff, or like this sounds so like bad, but like I would put it in Snapchat for some reason. Like I would draw it on Snapchat because that's just like the easiest way. But then I got like a journal and started putting it in there. But I remember like how you were saying that like you remember 4th grade. I remember like I got expelled in high school, so I went to a military school, so we had like shave our heads, and we would wear like obviously residency, military stuff, and we wouldn't be able to talk from the bus ride there or the bus ride back. So like the whole 8 hours, we weren't allowed to talk. And if you laughed or talked, you were in trouble. Like you had to go to like to this thing called like the pit, and it was like a bunch of rocks, and they'd make you do push-ups or run around, like until they just wanted you to stop. And I remember, since we weren't able to talk, I would just write down like drawings and like stuff that I wanted to do, like in fashion. And then you weren't allowed to bring anything home in your pocket, so I'd have to like sneak it or put it in my boot or something.
Damn. Bro, they'd have to fight me. Fuck that. No. Like, I'm like the most non-conformist ass nigga you will meet. Like, I'd be in there throwing punches at everybody. Like, I'd be like, nigga, you expect me to do push-ups on rocks? Like,
Yeah, I remember I was like, you weren't allowed to sleep in class, obviously, and then like I was like sleeping like this, like it was so sad. And like my drill sergeant walked in there and he said me, because they called everybody by their last name, he told me to stand up, and I followed him out, and I had to do, you know what like a squat thrust is?
Yeah.
We had to do squat, well, I had to do squat thrust, and every time I jumped up, I had to say I will not sleep in class, and I had to do it about 30-45 minutes, just that. Now I was like huge back then. I was like panting, and he's like, all right, you don't think you're gonna sleep in class? And I was like, no, drill sergeant. And I just walked back inside.
Dog, no.
If I didn't go there though, I don't know where I would be, because I was a loser before then.
It's like you got those little, like, it's like everybody has like those puzzle pieces like in life.
Exactly.
It's weird.
And everybody's life is so unique and different.
Exactly.
Do you know who Gully is?
Yeah, I do.
If it was, I will say, before this interview ends or anything, like if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here to this day.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't be here to this day, because he was the first person that, like, on some like weird shit, like he just randomly DM'd me like a year and a half ago, and he was like, I could see you in runways, I could see you being big in fashion, and I didn't even believe in myself. And that was the first person in New Orleans I ever met, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. So I just want to thank him.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I've seen his work. Like, I remember when I like moved to the city, I saw his work, because he has like very like similar work to me. Like, it's like he goes for like the little punk aesthetic. That's why it fits me pretty well. I could describe it in one word, like very easily, and it's acid.
His music's like that. His clothes are like that. Like he does everything.
No,
like that.
because I've definitely tapped into that exact wave. So I'm like, every time I see like that like wave, I'm like, you're tapped in, and I know exactly what you're doing. Like type B. So
and
yeah.
Also, I gotta pay homage to one other person. Hold up.
Okay. Is that a CM?
Yeah, it's the one that was in I think it was in an art museum. I forgot what he told me, but this is how I met Christopher Michael, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him either. But
here, turn towards that camera right there.
And this is his Mickey hoodie. This is going in the archive, so ain't nobody touching this but me.
Yeah, that was hard.
But what was I gonna say? So I don't know how I found his Twitter, but like I randomly hit him up on Twitter, and I was like, yo, how many Mickey hoodies you got left? And he was like, there was only one for the art museum or art show or whatever. And I was like, damn, that's tough. And that's how we first became friends, was off of this. And he literally just gave this to me last night.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, I can see you in it, so you can have it. I was like, that's straight. I'll keep it. You already know I want it. So.
No, yeah. I love that. Being laced with shit is like,
I know.
That's top tier. Like, that's like, damn, I can wear this all the time, and it's just like, I just got this off. Just like,
he's gonna blow up. Like, did you see his fashion show? No, that shit was so crazy. All of his pieces, he had a 12 look piece. That shit was beautiful.
No, yeah. Him and Tyler were like eating. Like,
old Tyler.
I was so proud of Tyler.
Yeah, same.
Like, that was like, cause I haven't seen T do something of like that, like of that magnitude. Like, he really had an idea and he executed, and that really made me happy. And I told him about that. I was like, I'm so proud of you, my nigga. Like,
I don't want to tell his story for him, but he wasn't even in Material Institute at first, and then like he would just start coming with Miguel, and like he was like, Miguel was like, y'all gotta put him in, like he's like really good. And then they're like, fuck it, come on, you got a little piece in the show now.
Yeah.
And that's how Ty got in. That's crazy. Like he was even like entered in at all. Like I think it was like a month before like the fashion show, and Ty made all those pieces like a month.
No, yeah, he was like sleeping in there. And shit.
Yeah, like, Ty and Miguel were. I was like, damn, y'all crazy.
No, yeah, I was like, I fucks with it.
And they told me they only listen to like Kanye. I don't want to tell their story for them. Yeah. They listen to only Kanye and shit. And I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, they was really like grinding. But if you wanted to like leave the viewers with something like in the interview off with some closing statements, what would it be?
Be yourself no matter what. If you get expelled, don't worry about it. That shit it's not really that big of a deal. That's about it.
Okay, facts. And this is
and 2021 the come up for real.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, 2020 was all right, but 2021 was a come up.
No, everybody's eating.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for watching The Creative Experience. This was our guest, Guest-FAMON. Tune in next week.